Hi, this is Team One. I'm Zack Benavidez.
I'm Tanner Barton.
I'm Andrew Britton.
I'm Brett Burningham.
I'm Claire Achee.
And this is our Apple presentation. So who is Apple? Apple is a 44-year-old technology company that has been at the cutting edge of the industry ever since. They've developed applications such as Apple Music, iMessage, iTunes, and the iPhone. Now, with that cutting edge technology, they have leveraged their capabilities to become an industry leader, developing worldwide recognition and extreme brand loyalty amongst their customers with their devices.
When it comes to executive management, we have Tim Cook, who has been the CEO of Apple since August 2011. He has 12 years of experience at IBM, so that is definitely in the industry, and he was a leader in that company. Catherine Adams is the Senior Vice President and General Counsel, and she has 14 years of experience at Honeywell with global legal strategy. She's been with Apple since 2017. Luca Mistri is the Chief Financial Officer. He has over 25 years of experience in finance at GM, Xerox, and Nokia. And then Jeff Williams is the Chief Operating Officer, and he's been with Apple since 1998. He led the engineering development for the Apple Watch as well as the design team. So you can see that their executive management has lots of experience in this field, and they're ready to lead Apple to adapt in this ever-changing world of technology.
Thank you, Claire, for that. To kind of get more in-depth analysis of Apple, we have Porter's 5 forces. These include the rivalry among firms, threat of new entry, threat of substitute products, bargaining power of buyers, and the bargaining power of suppliers. So to start things off, we're going to talk about Apple's rivals. The rivalry among firms is considered very high for Apple. Some key factors for the high rivalry include low switching costs, low product differentiation, and the competitor size and aggressiveness. So I'm going to touch on one of those, that being the low product differentiation. The differences between iOS and Android apps is very minimal. Or if you were to take an iPhone and a Samsung phone, those products can be considered interchangeable. They have many of the same features and ideas and combined into those products. And companies are putting billions of dollars into their research and development to try to get a competitive edge in any way they can.
So threats of new entry. This is really low to moderate because of how this industry has developed. Now, the barriers to entry are extremely high because in order to compete with these technology companies, you have to have an extremely large budget. You need lots of R&D. You need to be able to afford exceptional marketing as well in order to adequately compete with these name brand companies that have taken over these industries.
Up next, we have substitutes, and the threat of substitutes is considered very low for Apple. Some key factors for the low threat of substitutes include inferior industry products. Comparative to Apple, there's only a moderate amount of substitutes, and those substitutes are not of high quality. There's limited capability of the substitutes, and there are few buyers in the market for a substitute. For example, if you're to choose between an iPhone and a landline, the majority of the population is going to choose an iPhone because it's more accessible, it's easier to use, and there's high brand loyalty to Apple in comparison to a landline.
Bargaining power of buyers is considered low to medium threat. It's a highly competitive industry with very rapid technology development, and customers can switch over to rivals. And the cost is not so much financial, it is more related to the way their products all work together. Apple has done a very good job maintaining their quality through developing innovative technology and staying ahead of their competitors. The bargaining power of suppliers is considered a low threat. The risks involved with this are some components only have single or limited amounts of suppliers making these components. Many suppliers are located outside the US, and there can be industry-wide component shortages. Now, Apple already has contracts in place with their suppliers, although there's no guarantee that they continue these contracts or extend them. Apple has outsourced their manufacturing and logistics, which lowers costs while giving up a little control. It puts the manufacturing closer to the location where the components are made.
So Apple's brand strategy has been product differentiation. I'm sure you've heard the tagline, "Think different" by Apple. Apple knows that their products are never going to be the cheapest on the market, but their job is to convince customers that they're the best on the market. So Apple, as we've mentioned, their biggest threat is going to come from rivalry. So they've created their Apple ecosystem, as Brett touched on, that all of their products and services have that sort of interconnectedness with each other. And what that does is increase switching costs for potential customers. And additionally, Apple has tried to enter into new markets. They've recently started developing wearables such as AirPods and the Apple Watch, and services such as Apple Music and Apple TV Plus to sort of combat that issue. Looking at their strategy, their product differentiation has gone decently well. They're well positioned as the prestigious, the cool brand for people to have, even if their products may sometimes share similarities with other companies' offerings. Their Apple ecosystem has both good and bad impacts. Good in the sense that it may de-incentivize customers from leaving Apple for other companies because they would have to completely overhaul all of their devices. But on the flip side of that, it may deter potential customers from going into Apple because they would have to then overhaul all of their devices to get the full capability of these Apple products. And their new products and services have been successful. And what they've really done is help expand the brand from just a simple software company into more of a lifestyle company and a lifestyle in and of itself.
When we looked at Apple's SEC filings, we found it really interesting to look at their S1 and just see where Apple has come from since they started and first went public in 1980. You can see in this statement from their S1 that it says that they service microprocessor-based computers, personal computers, and since then they have a very, very wide variety of tech products, from the Macintosh that you see there to the Apple Watches, iPhones, and lightweight laptops. Also in this statement it says that they service only the US and Canada, and now we know that they are worldwide and they have brand recognition and customer loyalty all over the world, using the strategies that we discussed earlier to outperform their competition and maintain their status as one of the top tech companies in the world. Thank you for listening.